What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kai, and I'm back again. Another episode. Today we're gonna be talking about self. And when I was thinking about what it was I was gonna say, I found it hard to talk about it. This self section is really, really hard to talk about for me because I feel like it's been the section where I spent the most time in, unraveling myself from all of the false shit. Last episode I was telling y'all about that me mentality and how I was constantly falling victim to other people's opinions and basically internalizing them and making them into my own. And with the newfound discovery of self and just knowing that, I don't have to do that. I don't have to internalize these experiences that I'm having with other people as fact. Your opinion does not really have anything to do with my reality and what is real for me. So why the fuck am I taking your word as fucking gold? You know what I'm saying? These are the realizations that I'm starting to have in this self mentality. And I feel like when I started to discover that, I immediately just went angry. I was a whole other different kind of angry. I wasn't an angry victim feeling like, oh, woe is me kind of thing. I was angry and passionate, fuck y'all. So serious. I was like, fuck everybody. And I started eliminating people that ever made me feel any type of way. I don't need no more red flags. I don't need you to show me, all the different masks that you wear, all the fake shit that you do. I don't need you to show me that over and over again for me to understand that I don't need to be sitting in your fucking presence and you don't need to be sitting in mine. You don't even need to breathe the same fucking air that I breathe. You feel me? So I went on a whole ass rampage and just started eliminating everybody. Started going ghost from hella people and was just like, fuck it. No explanation, no nothing. If I really cared for you and really, really had a cool bond with you because, birds of a feather flock together. So for the longest time until I had that realization that I wasn't really acting out of my true self, out of my true essence, of course I was doing some reckless ass shit. Okay, so those people that, I was doing reckless shit with, if I told them my newfound, confidence and my plans and my things that I want to do for myself to better myself, and if they wasn't rocking with it, well then fuck you, bye. And then it's like that went into a whole nother phase because the people that I started disappearing from and not talking to no more and not fucking with like that started spreading rumors. You feel me? Starting doing hella extra shit because you mad because of your circumstance. And you mad because I told you the truth. But you can't admit to other people that I told you what the fuck I was finna be doing because it's gonna make you look like an asshole. You feel me? Because it's gonna make people turn around and look at you like, well, she told you, what you mad at? Exactly. So now I'm realizing that people that I've spent so many years with thinking were my friends really were my triggers. Really were people that I have outgrown. And especially being in the military, you feel me? You move around so much and you get to, experience and know other people and see other lifestyles, and you learn how to talk to people and you learn how to read people even better. So it's like all of the different things I'm realizing that I was experiencing in my younger age, like being detached and, being by myself majority of the time, because when I was younger, if I wasn't chilling with my little clique of friends, I was solo. And I had headphones on, was drawing, was in my room, was, going on a bike ride, was going on a walk, doing something, but I was always by myself. And so I started to rely on those days and those memories and kind of make it better, because back then my mentality wasn't good. So when I was solo, I was feeling like I was being punished, because of that victim mentality. So now with this newfound self mentality, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go rely back on the things that I know and feel comfortable with, and that's myself. So let me get to know myself a little bit better. Let me just clear out all of these little distractions and all these noises that are going on around me and just really, really focus on who I am right now and how much shit I have to undo. Nigga. when I started really doing that and spending time just going deep within, like, I want to say I was probably like 25. I just turned 25, and we were still living in Hawaii at the time, but I had just turned 25, and that was when the major epiphany hit me. And I remember just chilling by myself a lot, crying because I was sad. Like, I was sad at how long I had neglected myself. I was sad at the fact that I thought that I was abandoned by God, by my ancestors, by everybody, because the things that I was praying for the most and really trying to manifest the most, just, they were coming in, but it was coming in so slowly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't coming in as fast as I had would liked it to be, and that's because I was playing my motherfucking self. As soon as I was creating some type of desire or wanting some type of, new venture or anything like that, I was immediately eliminating it and canceling it out with negative thought. So I started to see myself even more and be like, damn, like, I'm my biggest motherfucking problem. I'm my biggest motherfucking problem. Hey, biggest problem. Biggest problem. Like, I'm my biggest problem. So that put me in like a depression. And it wasn't like a normal depression like we see on TV, where people are just laying around in bed and the curtains are drawn and, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to do anything. Their hair look a hot ass mess. Like, no, because I'm always going to be cute. Like, I wake up and that's the first thing I do is TLC. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that wasn't that. So my depression didn't look messy on the outside, but on the inside I was just so withdrawn and so detached that I could have relationships and friendships with people, and it would be parts of me, but it wouldn't be whole. You know what I mean? Like, the relationship wouldn't really feel whole to the other person either, because they knew something was missing. But hey, at this point in time, I'm not really caring, because I'm not trying to go too in depth with people that I'm just now meeting, and I'm not trying to relive the past, and I'm just basically trying to go from where I'm at right now and push forward. And right now, at that time, I didn't want any serious ass types of friendships like that or anything, because it's like I could wake up tomorrow and feel completely different, and what I'm explaining to you, if I look at you and I don't want to be around your ass no more, you know what I mean? Like, what am I do then? Oopsies. Like, what am I do? So now I found myself in a situation where I was creating more masks when I'm supposed to be unraveling and unveiling and taking other masks of characteristic traits that were developed based off of opinions that I was internalizing from outside people. I've dumped some of those, but now I'm creating new ones to just be able to cope with interaction with people, because I really don't want to right now. So now I'm interacting and I'm hanging out with people, and I have to wear this mask like I'm enjoying it, because I still have to go on living. You know what I mean? I still have to go on and do my everyday, day-to-day wifely duties, mommy duties, friend duties, being friendly at the FRG. Those are the army meeting, family group gatherings. Now I gotta fake it till I make it with all of these other military, families and their kids. And I'm just like, I don't fucking want to be here. Like, so I start to like grow resentment for my life. Like, I was still very, very blessed, but I was resenting how empty I felt. I felt like I'm still in this mode of where I need to be perfection, because, mind you, military life, you're always thousands of miles away from what you know. So you have to learn to adapt to new quickly. And you have to learn to, make the people that you have around you your family. So you are willing to, communicate, spend time, even if you don't have to, because you need certain bonds and able to get through. Like, especially for wives, like, our husbands are gone for months at a time, sometimes years at a time, and you're over 2,000, 5,000 miles away from your nearest and dearest people. You know what I mean? And now all you have is yourself and some kids and a house, and a lot of wives can't make it. Like, I've seen a lot of marriages and a lot of people end up splitting up because they can't be separate from their safety net. And I'm sitting here realizing different things like that, and watching, and talking to wives and crying with them because they're realizing that they signed up for something that they didn't want to do. And now I'm consoling them because I understand, but the only difference between you and me, is that I'm a fighter. I'm gonna duke it out. Like, I'm gonna be unhappy, but I'm gonna strategize, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna fucking fight it out, and I'm gonna balls to the wall until I can't. You know what I mean? And so it's like, that was new for me too, looking at people throwing the towel. Like, it didn't make me look at them like they were weak, but it made me realize how strong I was. So I started to help other people, and like helping other people and really paying attention to other people and what they were going through and relating to the core of them started to make me feel better. So that new mask that I had ended up developing, just fake until I make it, actually got me something good out of it. Because that one little glimpse that I let my guard down a little bit, and actually paid attention to what someone was telling me, what the energy they were giving off, because sometimes people's words won't match their energy. So I started paying attention to my friend's energy when she's expressing herself, even though she's smiling and, giggling and stuff about how she is unhappy. And I spoke to that. And the moment I spoke to that, rather than speaking to the facade she was holding up and the words she was saying and entertaining the jokes, entertaining all of this, rah-rah, like, I actually spoke to what she was really, really meaning. Like, I had a breakthrough for myself. And so then it's like, it made me realize, like, damn, if you really pay attention to where people are coming at from the heart and judge people off of their heart, and their intention, and not be so distracted with the noise that they're putting in front of you, you could really judge yourself better and kind of see what's going on and not jump to conclusions. You know what I mean? Not add extra stress onto things because you see it for what it is. And you're just, and you start to train yourself to look at people that way. So I started doing it more and more and more, because I got addicted to that feeling, because now I'm having a heart-to-heart moment with you, and I share a little bit of me, you share a little bit of you, and so it was an even exchange. So now we have a certain bond within ourselves that not too many people know about. They see us interacting, we're fun and we're, loving and goofy and whatever when we're at family gatherings and barbecues, clubbing, whatever. But our bond, what fuses us together, is something deeper. And I'm cherishing that because you felt comfortable enough to share that with me. You know what I mean? Like, you felt comfortable enough and you felt safe enough to be vulnerable. And now that I've challenged myself to be vulnerable and to stay in that vulnerable, authentic state of, mindset and just life, everything, I'm realizing that, damn, this is another manifestation that I wanted, because I wanted to work on communication with people. I wanted to deepen my bonds with people. I wanted to have like real shit with people. I don't like superficial relationships. I don't like that. It causes me to have to talk about things sometimes that I don't want to, or be in certain situations that I really don't want to. Like, I don't like to be around people that don't like me, and I don't like to be around people who I don't like. I can always be cordial, but I just would rather be around people that I enjoy, and that I know genuinely enjoy me, whatever our relationship really is, from one core to another, and so that I felt I was cool in. Like, okay, like, and then I'm realizing, like, damn, Kai, like, this been you the entire time, bitch. Like, your whole little friends that you had, all y'all had little special connections and shit, and y'all was weird, you know what I'm saying? And y'all was cliquey, you know what I'm saying? But y'all knew y'all had something special. Like, girl, You was lost in the sauce and your own bullshit all this time, baby. And I'm just like, girl, get it together. So now my momentum on this new self journey, spiritual journey, all this shit is like, is to me, I'm finding enjoyment in it, you know? And now when I'm by myself, I'm finding that I'm reliving the past, but the good memories instead of the bad shit. And when I'm having bad days, I now have a routine, and you know, and I now have certain things I can fall back on. And now constantly doing that, I staying focused on myself, I constantly started to find myself in new challenges. So I started to look at those challenges and those contrasts and those negative moments I was having as learning experiences and kind of like leveling up. You know what I mean? You're in a video game and you got to fight a big ass boss, you know, and you got to use all your skills and all your special powers and all of your combo buttons to get through the big boss and get on an upper level, and you get new shit. So I'm like, okay, how I'ma duke it out? How I'ma duke this out? 1, 2, jab to the left, duck, right, left, left. Okay? Like, we finna do it. And so now I'm feeling unstoppable and unfuckwithable. You know what I mean? But because I didn't finish sifting out other shit, I still had certain baggage, because now I know how to have communication and better bonding with people and pay attention to what's really real and not pay attention to all the noise, you know, that they're throwing in front of me or they're throwing at me. You know, I know how to dodge that, but I haven't really finished trying to explore myself. I still had body issues that I was dealing with. Like, remember I told you at a young age, people were already hypersexualizing me before I even had my period. You know what I mean? I hadn't even had my period yet, and people are already saying I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that, and oh yeah, she finna be thick as fuck when she get older and all. You see the ass on that little girl, and you know what I'm saying? And it's just all this crazy ass shit that is going on around me. So automatically I'm looking at my body now like, man, like, you've caused me so much problems. But on the outside, you know what I'm saying, I still have to be present and I still have to be in this body. So how can I dress it? How can I adore? How can I cherish it if I don't even understand it yet? How? So I'm like, okay, I need to go on a whole ass adventure with my fucking body, bro. Like, I need to figure out, like, mind you, of course I have 2 kids already by now, okay? And I'm a whole ass married, all right? Whole ass marriage, whole ass family, whole ass everything, okay? Like, we are actually in life being partners, doing partner shit, crushing it, making it happen. But I'm still not even comfortable with my body. But I'm still going through all of the routines and all of the everyday things, but not even connecting with my body like that. So, of course, in true Kyla form, my nerd brain, I start getting books and I start meditating on sex and talking to people about sex and just really just everything about sex. Okay, like, I wanted to know about tantric sex. I wanted to know how to activate my kundalini. I wanted to know how to transfuse energy between another person, because I know I had moments like that before with my husband. But how do you get there? How do you stay there? How do you stay connected? You know what I'm saying? What's our boop 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 combo? You feel me? A shoo. And so it's like, now I'm all into that. I'm exploring my sexuality on an island. You feel me? Doing whatever the fuck I feel will make me happy. And so then I started getting lost in the sauce and started losing myself to that, because mind you, I have been a mom for fucking ever, it feels like, you know, and still I never neglected my mom duties, like my kids. that they were on point. But now my relationship is starting to suffer because I feel like when I was pregnant with Kailani, JB and I split. And so when we split, like maybe I was like 5 months pregnant with her, and we split, of course, because the baby mama, baby daddy type of situation, being young, not being ready, but clearly was ready because we was fucking. We was fucking. But, like, clearly we was ready, but real life wasn't ready. And so just, of course, I ended up moving to Southern California and staying with family out there. And he's still in SAC, and, he gets a whole nother relationship. And I'm just like, nigga, what? Because me and George, we always been thick. We always been tight. You feel me? But I'm just like looking at him like, nigga, the fuck? Like, how the fuck you just gonna hop up and get a whole new bitch, my nigga, like, immediately, okay? Like, how the hell, like, oh, nah, I'm finna come back in there and swoop back, so might as well tell old girl, we sharing, because, like, I'm number one, you number dos, like, hey, baby, let's not play these games, alright? That's mine, and so, of course, being pregnant and having all those emotions, and now feeling like, oh my gosh, like I thought I was going to be with this man forever. So I still have resentment that I wasn't even unpacking during those phases of being angry with him, because I'm like, damn, we weren't just, boyfriend, girlfriend before we got pregnant with Kailani. Like, nigga, you was my best friend. Like, you still are my best friend. Like, even during those phases of him being with another girl, he was still calling me for advice, and I was still giving it to him. Like, who the fuck? Like, I was still cool as, after I would talk my shit, I'd just be like, well, like, because I still had love for him. I'm like, damn, if this bitch is really making you fucking happy, then let me just go ahead and give you some advice then. Like, and so I was mad at myself because I never even unpacked that shit with him. And so it's like now he has these other relationships and these bonds with these people, and I'm on the outside, and I know, and they help shape and shift and mold him for his own journey. You feel me? Because everybody that you meet is for a reason. Every time you come across somebody is for a reason. There's no coincidences, So I know that these people who he has now formed bonds with out of this other relationship, like, I know that they mean something to him, and they're helping him and shape and shift him into whoever he's going to become. But now they're a trigger for me because I still remember the trauma of when I was pregnant by myself and you were over there. So yes, I know they were helping you, yes, I know they're a part, but what about my pain? And so I felt like, damn, and I'm holding down the shit, and I'm still writing, and I'm still this, and I'm still that. And so it's like, what the fuck? And like, I had to sit here and basically wait in vain. And then now I have to watch you have bonds forever. Like, ooh, I was like, but I wasn't talking to him about it. I was just mad at him about it. And so I would argue and I would fight with him about it. So even though now, mind you, we don't live in Cali anymore. We're living in Hawaii when I'm doing all this self-exploring and, really just doing the things I've always wanted to do. And, we're having a time of our life out there on it to an extent. But now I'm like, okay, it's time to start unpacking this shit, because we come from, Sacramento. So every time when we come home, those traumas and those triggers are still fucking there. They're still there. I'm remembering when I'm driving around and pregnant, with our daughter, and now we got 2 kids in the back. Now we got a whole ass house in Hawaii and 2 cars, and we partying on beaches, and we got a whole other life. And now we're supposed to be back here in Sacramento, and we're supposed to be our united front. But I could barely hold myself up because every time I'm driving past this place or that place, I'm remembering how I felt. And we still ain't unpacked that. We just linked back up, realized that we couldn't be away from each other because it was too difficult. Like, we literally couldn't breathe without the other, and so we just fused back together. We didn't solve all the drama that we had while we were apart. We just knew that, nigga, we unbreakable, we unstoppable. Like, stop playing these games. Like, we just knew that. So if you don't unpack, that shit's gonna creep back up on you. It's still there, bro. Like, and so now I'm feeling like I've been on a slow boil, and my water is just all bubbled out. It's just fizzed out. Like, it ain't nothing left. So now I want to deal with it, but he don't want to deal with it. And of course, I always want to deal with shit as soon as immediately I come to the realization that it's a problem, right? Because of my personality, once I decide I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna fucking do it, and I ain't gonna stop till it happen, you know. And so I'm just adamant, but still I'm not really learning how to convey how serious or how it makes me feel, because you have to come at it from a vulnerable state. You have to be low key in that emotion to be able to have it show through and to fucking state your piece. Like, and so I wanted to be in that emotion. I was already in it, but I was in it angry, and I didn't want to be in it how I needed to for him to physically see and to feel where the fuck I'm coming from, you know? And so every time we would come back home to like visit on leave, we would be fighting majority of the trip. And I'm not a person that fights out in the open. I'm not a out in the open type of person like that. Like, I did that when I was younger, but that's because I ain't had no choice. With me, I don't cause no fucking scene. No. You will not. You will not cause a scene in public. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Not with me. Not with me. We will do it behind closed doors. And you know what I'm saying? And we will really hash this out and really get down to the nitty gritty, because I'm not no fucking performance monkey. You feel me? I'm not going to sit here and perform for every fucking body. No. You want to fight? You want to argue? You want to talk some shit out? Let's go. Let's do that. But not in public. So when we're mind you, he knows that, of course. And so when we're visiting and catching up with friends and family and stuff, we're a united front. We have to be, because what we going through ain't none of y'all fucking business. I'm not a person that's going to display my problems out for the world, because people are fucking vultures. You feel me? And there's not enough people in the world who genuinely care and want to see you make it. And I'm aware of that, you know. So that's why I'm on this whole self journey, because I'm trying to build myself up from the inside out. Basically, all these armor just, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to build myself up and keep my structure solid, because I already know that motherfuckers gonna come for your head if you show any kind of weakness. And bitch, I wish you would. You know? And so it's like, nah. So we're literally cutting eyes at each other from like, and you know, of course, Georgie, he's still trying to flirt, still trying to get up out of it, you know, because he's trying to, but I'm dead ass serious, and he's not really making the connections on how serious I am, because of course I'm not aware he got his own trauma, his own damage, his own baggage and shit that he's holding on from shit that I've done. But he ain't talking about it neither. You know, like, our bond has always just kept us close. Like, we knew there was problems, we knew there was turmoil, and you know, we would be not, I don't want to say surface level when it comes to, you know, dealing with our problems, but we would get to the middle of it. You know, we would never fight so much or go so deep to the point where we would hit our foundation and start cracking at that, trying to get in there and be like, well, this wasn't laid right either. You know what I'm saying? And it's the last fucking brick at the bottom. And you know what I'm saying? We're not trying to chisel that bitch out. We weren't at that phase yet, you know? And we were just trying to basically fill in our cracks with fucking putty. You know, that's what we were doing. And our bond and our love for each other and the connection that we have for each other is just what kept us together this long. Because like I said, we best friends still too. Like, we sit here, we look at booties and shit together. Like, real talk, I'm wingman, you know what I'm saying? Like, we go to clubs, like, you feel me? Like, who can get the most numbers? Break. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's full on games, especially with our little army family. Like, nigga, let's go. And of course, I be cheating because I be in the girls' bathroom. You know, they can't go in there, but whatever. And so it's like we are real ass, like, that's my nigga. So now I'm finally starting to attack on his head about this shit and telling him how I got triggers and I basically got fucking PTSD from this shit because you made me feel less than. The one person that I'm laying my head down next to every night, building this life together, birthing fucking beautiful ass babies, and, you know what I'm saying, experiencing and traveling the world and having all these moments to, you made me feel the lowest. You made me feel so unappreciated. And I have been sitting on this shit for years because I love you and I love what we have. And I don't want to be with nobody else but nigga. Like, that's how I'm feeling. And I'm talking to him just like, not like this, but pretty much like this, you know? And so now we've spent, and we've spent maybe a couple of months like hashing that out, like still not really, he's not giving me the emotion or the type of confirmation that he understands my pain the way that I need to see it so that my soul could be okay. You know, like, I still felt like, nah, nigga, you do it. You do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do it again. The moment I let my guard down, you do it again. And so now, of course, in true human form, I start developing more masks that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we got enough of it done, but now I'm tired, you know, because now I'm at home and I'm fighting at home, and at home is supposed to be my safe space, and I can't reach out to anybody outside my circle because you don't really want to see me make it, or you gonna give me advice on some shit that you would do, and when I'm not you and you not hearing me for what the fuck I'm saying and trying to guide me through, or just be a fucking sounding board. You feel me? Like, you trying to control me. So I'm not gonna reach out and talk to anybody. So now in my own space, I'm once again feeling like the doors are closing in on me, and I have to come up with another mask in order to make it through this phase just so I could rest. But because I can't fully set my wings down and really rest, you know, like, I'm still kind of floating and still flying, I'd never really fully get that full charge. So I'm like, I'm a fuse. Literally. Like, like, I'm dynamite. You might not, you need to be gentle. Like, I'm loud or blow at any fucking time, you know? And you don't know how bad it's gonna be because I'm still dealing with other experiences outside of my relationships, my own personal shit that I'm still working through and developing, still learning how to, you know, be a bomb ass mommy to 2 young babies, still wanting to have a 3rd baby, still sad about that because, you know, when we first got married, Lonnie, of course, she was like 2 going on 3. JJ was like just fucking new. He was still looking like an alien and shit. And we got married and we moved from Hawaii to Kentucky. I mean, from Sacramento to Kentucky. And when we moved from there, like, that was a major ass culture shock for me because what the fuck is in Kentucky, y'all? Don't worry, I'll wait. Nothing. Yeah, you're right. Not a motherfucking thing. Cornfields, abandoned post offices, and the street lights were hanging on telephone wire. And I had never been in the South before, you heard me? So I'm like, what the fuck kind of countrified shit is this? And there ain't no sidewalks, and there's a Piggly Wiggly. And it smells like a Piggly Wiggly. You hear me? Piggly Wiggly smell like the name. Alright? It smells like meat, blood juice, okay? And bus stops are on big ass rocks. Like, you don't even know it's a bus stop. They just be like, go to that rock over there, and you be like, what rock, my nigga? Like, what rock, bro? And so I'm just like, why the fuck am I in this country ass place and I don't even like this man? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. So we dealing with shit like that. And so then of course, we end up getting pregnant. Like, I want to say maybe like the first year being in Kentucky. But because we were still learning how to be a family, and there was still a lot of turmoil and things that we were, trying to work through, and me being used to being this far away from certain things that I don't know, that, I know, and not really being able to fully trust the people that I've just met. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't have the baby. Like, and so now we end up getting an abortion, which totally destroyed me because it went against all my moral code, all my everything. Like, I'm for abortion if you need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you absolutely need, like, woman's choice, regardless. If you want to do it, do it. I'd say just do it early. You feel me? Like, don't attack me, but that's my personal opinion. Just do it early. Don't wait until the baby is fully fucking formed. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that shit. Like, as soon as you find out and it's early, if you have to, then completely do it. And if you want to keep the baby, keep the fucking baby. Like, do what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to do this, and it's gonna fucking curse me. Like, I felt like if I turned against myself and killed a living thing, that God was gonna curse me. And so I went through with it though, because I knew that I was gonna mentally, emotionally break. And that was the one thing that I had told myself, is that I would never go so low to the point where I felt like I was broken ever again. Like, that's my mindset. Like, I can't, because now I'm feeling like maybe I need to leave this marriage. Maybe I need to leave. So, and how can I leave if I have another baby growing inside of me when I already have two right now? I need to be able to start over quickly, is what my mindset was. And with him, he was just feeling like, we can't handle this right now. But me, I'm thinking like, if him and I don't work out, I need to be able to grab the babies and dip. You know what I mean? Like, and so we end up having an abortion. And so that put on negative shit on my heart. And I was carrying that around because I felt like I killed the one thing that I had been praying for the most. Like, I was finally blessed with another baby that we had truly been working on finally as a family. But even though we was dysfunctional, we still wanted another one, But, and like, I don't know. And I just felt like, wow, like I'm an evil ass bitch. So I'm internalizing that. Right? So that's another mask that I'm putting on. And then we're just going on with our life and, trying to work on our relationship and our bond and learning how to not leave one another if we're angry. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no leaving. Ain't no fucking leaving. Like, and that was one thing that we always agreed upon for sure. Like, oh, I'll sit here, I'll fucking fight you, but you ain't leaving. Like, I'm not talking about fighting, like, you know what I'm saying, putting your hands on each other. Like, of course, that happened, pushing and shit like that, shoving each other. But I'm just saying, like, no, I will fight you for us, is what I'm saying, basically. And so I don't know. It was a lot for me. And so now I finally start unpacking all of that and really opening up to him in Hawaii about what it was that I was feeling, and talking to him about why is it that, you don't want another kid. Because now that we've unpacked the trauma of enough, for me to feel good, of all of the other PTSD that I've had with this outside relationship, that in these bonds he formed outside of us. Like, now that I feel like we cool, mind you, we're still away from each other. So of course, until you in that moment again, you never really know that you've really learned and you've adapted. But I'm feeling like we're better, and now we're working on the next thing, on trying to, bring baby number 3. We were trying to bring Jazzy Jazzers into the world. Okay. And I'm like, why don't you want another kid? And he's just basically like, of course, all the logical shit. Like, we can't afford it right now. We just got in a good place. Like, start all this analytical shit. And I'm looking at him like, bruh. Like, because mind you, when I was pregnant with Kailani, when I left at like 5 months. So the rest of my pregnancy, even when I was, growing, when I was still with him during that phase, we weren't really seeing eye to eye. So it's not like we were synced in and he was rubbing my belly and, you know what I mean? Like, we were having those intimate moments. Like, we weren't having that. Even during then, like, we were fighting. And that was the whole reason I left. So I left, and then when I had Kailani, like, he drove out to SoCal that day. So he saw her like 8 hours after she was born, and they started bonding from then. And even then, it's like he was just in fucking Sacramento a whole 8 hours ago and wasn't a daddy, and now he is. Like, he's had no nothing in between, because we haven't talked, we haven't nothing. So it's just like, now it's even more sprung up shit, And so I'm thinking, like, I want my redo, like, and when I was pregnant with Jason, like, I got pregnant with JJ because he came home on leave. He left and went into the military when Kailani was like 10 months. And of course, we were baby mom, baby dad. We were fighting. Like, I was interfering with his other relationship that he had, because of course we couldn't leave each other alone, and I'm just like, I don't care about this female. Like, I already told her when I met her, I told her, like, hey, like, we still fucking. Straight, like, I real life did. Like, I told her, look, we still fucking. So, you can either decide if you want to go or stay. But I ain't gonna stop. Like, I straight up told her, no lie, true story. And so, I'm like, okay, well, that's off my heart. So, hey, whatever happened next happened. And so, because of course, like, this is my best friend. I'm back in the city. Like, you think I'm not finna get the D? Stop playing. Baby mama privilege, quit. quit. And so, so he left when she was 10 months. And of course, I was already living on my own. Me and Lon had our own little apartment. And, I was working, hustling, and going to school, and just all this shit. And, so when I got pregnant with JJ, he had just basically came home on leave, because he was already living in Kentucky. He was living in Kentucky since he left for the army. Like, he ain't never come back. And so we had always stayed connected, like, through letter or on the phone or whatever. And so he dating, I'm dating, you know what I'm saying? Like, he out there doing whatever the fuck he doing. I'm inside doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And it's just like, that's how it was. And whenever we would link up, when he come home on leave to visit family, like, baby mama, baby daddy privilege, like, quit playing. And so I ended up getting pregnant when he came back home. And this time when he came back home, he was actually coming home in preparation to leave to be deployed for the first time. So, I'm thinking, like, hey, at this point, I have grown accustomed to us just being friends and just, hooking up when we see each other. Like, I love you, but you feel me? Like, I'm preparing to send this motherfucker a Dear John letter. Okay? Like, I am preparing to send JB a Dear John letter when he gets to Afghan, and be like, it was cool, you feel me? When you come in town, you can always see your daughter, it's good. But, like, I'm prepared to tell him that, because I'm just like, I don't really want to play these games, because he had been, like, constantly hinting that, oh yeah, we gonna get back together. But of course it wasn't that, like, he was still playing games. And then, so I get pregnant. So I send him, a picture of the the pregnancy test. And, and I had to wait like a couple of weeks to hear back from him, because of course he's in transit at this time, and, so when he finally receives the message, he tells me, like, I'm cool with keeping the baby if you are. So I'm like, like, what? Okay. So he's cool with keeping the baby in, but I'm like, but we not even together. And then of course, he talking about how we gonna be together and we gonna do this and we gonna do that. And I'm believing him. So I'm like, okay. I went through a couple of weeks thinking, like, can I do this? And I'm like, yeah, like, ultimately I'm getting my wish. This is what I wanted, so yeah, like, I wanted my family back. I wanted us to be together. I just gotta hold out until he gets through, with deployment. So during this time, you know, of course, everybody on the outside is like, oh, you stupid, you finna be pregnant, and he finna, like, he in the army, like, he could probably die. Like, I had my own family members tell me that, you know what I'm saying, I should hurry up and get married right away, because if he die when he's out there, then at least I get benefits. So I'm like, damn, like, y'all some cold ass motherfuckers, like, what the fuck? Like, how the hell you gonna say some shit like that? And so, and I'm just like, wow. So now I'm going through shit like that, being pregnant, and he's, you know, he's deployed. So I still didn't have that intimacy. Like, he came back from deployment by the time I was like 7 months pregnant. And even then they let him come back because I was, you know, he had a cool, you know, I don't know, somebody in charge that just let him come back early, start debriefing before the baby was born, you know. And so, literally, like, as soon as he came back from deployment, we got married. Like, my marriage photos, I'm pregnant as hell in those bitches, and holding Lonnie, you know what I mean? Like, we went to Little Justice of the Peace, and, you know, we went to have pizza, we bought a car that day. Like, we had a cool little time, you know what I'm saying? We had pregnant awkward sex for the first time. And, you know, he flew back out. So now that we married, you know, he's gonna go back and he's gonna start doing the paperwork so we can start moving as a family together. So even then, still, because he left, I'm still pregnant. Literally 2 days after he leaves, I end up getting having, you know, JJ. So he has to come back. So he still wasn't here for that. So now here I am, and I'm like, I've earned my right to be able to be nurtured and loved for by my man when I'm pregnant. And plus I want one more anyway. So what's the fuck's the problem? You know? And to him, because he had never been around like that, he had never seen and experienced pregnancy like that, he's really saying, what's the fuck the big deal? Like, he's not understanding the big deal of this pregnancy. Like, that's another mouth to feed. He's not understanding the experience I'm trying to have. So that's a whole nother fight. So we come to the realization finally that, okay, we're gonna do this. So I start getting off birth control, and, you know, and our bond starts getting better, and, you know, we feel like, okay, we went through that hurdle, now we could talk about things and this and that. And so now it's at the point where we're about to leave Hawaii. Remember, I've already disconnected from people that I no longer wanted to talk to at that time, or, you know, I needed to sift through my energy and figure out what was mine, you know, what was mine to keep and what was trash to throw away, you know. And so it's just me, him, and the kids, and we tight. And so now we feel finally like, and I feel finally like within myself that I could handle going back home better, because we have, you know, we have cleared away all unspoken shit, right? That I'm thinking, you know, that's what I'm thinking. And so we come back home, and it wasn't that. Like, still, it's the same fucking shit. Like, and it was like, it was better. Like, we reeled it in better, you know, like we didn't fight the whole trip. Like, we started fighting and bickering, and then, you know, we would talk to each other and be like, yo, like, we doing the same thing. Like, our communication, like, this is when we started to realize, damn, our communication really is getting better, because we were actually able to stop ourselves, check ourselves, and look at each other and know that, okay, you know, we got this. You know what I'm saying? So we would, you know, kiss it out, duke it out, you know, eat it out, fuck it out, all the shit, and just go on about our day. So moving up to Washington now, you know, I came out first with the kids so I could spend more time with my family in, you know, in SoCal. And so he's still in Hawaii, and so it's like I'm reliving moments, and I'm living, you know, linking up with friends, and finally, like, you know, my mother-in-law is, you know, watching the kids, and I could actually go, you know, party at home now with my friends, my childhood friends, you know, because I've been missing in action for so many years, you know. And so certain bonds and stuff like that started to pick back up. And immediately, though, from the transition from from there to Washington, because of the intention, because I'm still working on myself, right? Even though I'm linking up with friends from the past, and now JB's out here, and now we're in our newfound selves, and we're experiencing Sacramento for the first time, how it really should have been. I'm feeling like, okay, I'm ready for this next phase in my life. I'm ready to, drop all this other shit, and I'm ready to just start fully experiencing whatever the fuck I want to without fear. Like, now I want to let go of fear. Now I want to dream bigger, more, better, baby. You know what I mean? And I always had dreams of owning my own business, and I always had dreams of drawing and having my art and my photography and all my everything, inside of a gallery one day. So I'm like, okay, I've always wanted to have all this certain shit, so now it's time to get serious on how I can do this, how I can make it happen. How do I do that? So the moment I set my intention on that, people, how I was talking about people that I was eliminating and no longer messing with when I had newly found myself. Now my roots, now my foundation people, now my core people started to get disrupted and started to fall off. And I started to have friction with them. And I started to look at them differently. And I started to see myself in their eyes and see how they never really cherished me or valued me the way that I thought they did. And that, they were having mask up too. And even though I saw their red flags, I, pushed it to the side, because I'm like, I love you. Like, we've been thick as thieves forever. Like, I don't give a fuck what we go through. Like, I'm here, I'm riding for you. I don't give a fuck. You be mad at me right now, but I'll be back. Oh shit, mad at me? I'll be back. Like, like, okay, cool off. Like, that's my that's the way I'm looking at everything at that point. Because I'm like, okay, like, nah. I refuse for my core people, I refuse for my foundation motherfuckers to be disrupted. And I wasn't even realizing at that time that God was already giving me the shit that I was asking for. Like as soon as you ask the universe, God, whoever you believe in, for something, immediately it starts to happen. And because I had been practicing, asking and then, believing and sitting in it and going on with my day and my life, not having those attachments, those strong holds on things, the momentum for my desires to start fucking manifesting was happening quickly. My awareness on the fact that shit was coming in for me was keen, was precise. I am aware and I do not miss nothing. You feel me? So I'm just not making the connection that in order to really have bigger and better, in order to be brand new, in order to be your newfound fully self and really be authentic, a lot of that shit that you put, as a fucking building block for your first building blocks, that foundation has cracked. So you gotta bulldoze that whole motherfucker down. And that was like, oh shit. You feel me? So I started having friction with my moms. You feel me? I had been having friction with her for years, but I started having friction with my mom, started having friction with my brother, started having friction with, A1 day one friends, and it's all because I have spent so much time on this whole ass journey, discovering myself and having experiences and knocking down barriers and doing all this other shit. And these people that I had formed these bonds with weren't having the same experiences that I wasn't as well-rounded as I wasn't as ready as I wasn't as about it as I was. They still had shit that they needed to go through. So I'm looking at them like, motherfucker, how dare you? You feel me? But I'm not taking in the fact that they just not where I'm at. So then I make the connection like, okay, after being mad and being like, the fuck, like, nigga, okay, square up, like, kind of shit, like, we finna fight, and then, you feel me, we finna laugh about this later, like, like, once I'm out that mode, and actually rose above it and looked at it like, damn, I, of course, immediately got fucking sad, because I was like, I gotta let you go too. You feel me? I'ma just let it all fall. Fuck it. Say what you want. Think what you want. Do you. I love you. We will never be the same. Like, we will never be the same. And I will always see you and love you for who you are, but, you know, and what we had. And I hope you make it. I hope you make something of yourself. I hope you do the things that you said you always wanted to do. You feel me? I'm still sitting on all y'all niggas' secrets. You know, family members that I ain't talked to and friends that I don't talk to no more. Like, I'm talking to y'all niggas right now. Like, you feel me? Like, I still love y'all, but nah. No more. No mas. I won't go through those, you know what I'm saying, cycles no more. I won't do that. I've learned for that shit. I've learned from my mistakes. I ain't going backwards, bro. And if we ever see each other again, then it's because I know that maybe you are finally at the place where you need to be and our paths are crossing. You feel me? And I'll go from there on whether or not we rekindle anything based off of how we feel in the moment. But I'm not looking forward to none of that shit no more. I'm not going backwards. I don't give a fuck about the past like that. Not no more. I care about it in a way because it helped shape and mold me. But I let that shit go. And so constantly letting it go and releasing it, like, I was sad because I was like, damn, you know, but I had more grace about it now because I'm like, you know what? I have not been abandoned. I've been buried. I have been fucking buried in a whole new plant so I could grow into something better. I have been watered with so much other new shit so I could be a whole new fucking kind of species of whatever the fuck I want to be. And this is the task that I set out for myself. And this is the consequences that come in with being your motherfucking self and being exactly who you are. And people who are going to love you and who are going to fuck with you are going to fuck with you heavy regardless of what kind of transformation you go through. If you having bad days, they're going to be there. They're not going to be there to fucking, you know what I'm saying, walk you through every moment. But they're going to be there to be like, no, lift your head up, keep pushing. If they don't have that kind of relationship with you, if they add on more baggage onto you when you low and they already know you low, fuck them. You heard me? Fuck them. I don't care who it is. It could be family members. It could be your neighbor. It could be your boss. It could be your whatever. Fuck them. Start game planning and plotting on how the fuck you gonna do better and bigger and better. Period. You ain't gotta be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta act like a whole ass asshole. And this was the phase that I was learning how to not every time I had come to a new phase and realized that somebody wasn't for me, and if they showed me in a way that they weren't for me anymore, in a way that hurt me, I would get angry, remember? But now I was in a new phase, and because these were people who were genuine to me, who I felt were genuine and really, really loved deeply, my heart wouldn't let me do that. You know what I'm saying? My heart wouldn't let me do that. And it was like, I couldn't be mean. Even though I wanted to, I could not be mean. And I just kept talking to what I felt I needed to talk to. If they motherfucking me and calling me bitches and calling me this and calling me that because, you know what I'm saying, I switched up, or I'm not seeing or making the connections that they making because I'm not energetically there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mentally there where you at. I'm not emotionally there where you at. I'm on a whole nother path, bro. So how you process and dealing with emotions, like, you're projecting your shit onto me. And I'm telling them, like, yo, like, what? You feel me? And I'm trying to talk sense into them, and they not even recognizing that it's real logic coming at them, and that I'm understanding. I'm not being combative. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not being this. I'm not being that. I'm doing my best to understand. I'm doing my best to simmer my emotions. I'm doing my best. Like, you know what I'm saying? All while all of this shit is happening, it's crazy because I'm also pregnant with Jezzy. And I'm cultivating that life, and I'm finally in this newfound blessing that I have been praying for forever, and JB is here by my side. You feel me? So I knew, okay, I need to be graceful. I knew that I needed to be humble. And I knew that this lesson that I was learning right now, I had mastered myself. I had fully, come to a point where I knew what I wanted for myself. I knew how I wanted to move. I knew how to make it happen. I knew that if I didn't know, I was going to figure it out. I was going to stumble upon it. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity was not going to pass me by. I knew that I was unfuckwithable. I knew that I was unforgettable, but I needed to fucking be humble. And I feel like the humbling experience, that I had all, like I say, I want to be unfuckwithable, unforgettable. But to me, that means I don't want to be easily rattled. I don't want to be easily able for people to come take me up out of my character. I'm lively, I'm energetic, I'm saying? I'm passionate, I'm loving, I'm very, don't fuck with me, but on the other side that a lot of people don't see is I'm very quiet. I'm very calm. I'm very within to myself, but people don't see that. And so now I'm like, that's that peace that I'm protecting. And that's that peace that I know I need to cherish the most, because that's what keeps me able to be so fluid and to be able to bounce around. And because I keep my peace, I mind my fucking business, bro. Like, I'm not out here trying to meddle with your life and shit. If you come to me, you ask me for advice, don't be mad because I dish it. And don't be mad at how I dished it out. Because you know exactly who I am and how I am. And if you ask me for some shit and I told you, what the fuck you mad at, bro? Like, I love you. I may talk harshly sometimes, but I'd rather just skip away all the bullshit and just get straight to it. Especially if you say, Kai, straight, no chaser. Okay. Buddy, let me tell you something real quick. Like, if you tell me to be soft, then okay, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do my best to be soft with it. And so now I'm experiencing all this shit at once. And I'm just like, let me be humble, let me be graceful, let me be nice, let me be the person that I am. Let me not jump out and be rah-rah. Let me stay in this Kai center and be sweet and be loving and be understanding. And if they need to get this shit off their chest, let them get it off their chest. But that still don't change how you feel, Kai. That still don't change who you are, Kai. And if anything, this lets you have another growing experience. So after intaking all of this newfound information, certain words and certain shit would fucking haunt me. You know what I mean? Like, it would seriously like boggle my mind, because it was like, wow, I was in that. That was my everyday day to day. If this is how these people are talking and treating me and acting now, that when you are in your most high you've ever been, then Kyla, you've done it, boo. Like, you have real life removed yourself from that shit, because you don't even see it like they see it. Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit, but you're not acting like that. You have actually taken the high road, and not in no high and mighty, rah, rah, rah type of way. I curtsied my way the fuck about that bitch. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? And put my shades on and walk away. No attitude, no hate, no nothing. All right. That's it. You feel me? And trust and believe, like, it won't be the same, and I don't know whatever the fuck they were going through. Like, I wish them well, but I know what I was going through, and I know when I was at a really, really low spot and how I was acting. So I don't judge you for that shit. I don't. You feel me? Like, everybody has bad months, bad weeks, bad years, whatever. They lash out at the wrong people. I don't judge you for that shit. But I know what I won't do is I won't say shit I don't mean. I won't act out of turn. You know what I'm saying? Those are just the standards that I have for myself. I promise myself I will always remain a lady in a lady type of way that I want to be. And I won't do that. I won't do that. So that's when I realized, like, damn, I've mastered this self, bruh. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Ooh. Get down tonight. Hey. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Down tonight. Get down tonight. Like, I was hella happy. But, of course, like, I'm speaking like, oh, it happened overnight. Like, no, like, y'all don't really see how many weeks, how many days, how many, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to slowly process it and really work on my heart. I was like, okay, I need to for real do some heart chakra clearing and really clear out all this shit. Like, I really need to just sit with myself and just know and every time I would have those same memories, because your mind, it plays in pictures, right? It operates in pictures. So every time certain songs or certain pictures, you know, Facebook loved to fucking have pop up of memories and shit. You know what I'm saying? This time 2 years ago, bitch, I don't care. But, you know, like, love to do little pop ups. And once I would see triggers and I would feel all of those memories rush back in, I would feel them, you know, and I would look at them and watch the videos, watch whatever it was popping up, the posts, whatever, and just be like, you know, I was happy in that moment. You know what I'm saying? And would delete it, save it if I wanted to, whatever, and just move the fuck on. And just keep feeding myself good, positive, loving energy whenever I would get triggered from those things, because that was definitely like growing pains. That was another boss level that I needed to beat. You know what I'm saying? And I did that shit with fucking grace. Finally, bro. I don't know if y'all can hear my stomach growling, bruh, but I'm hungry as shit. But, you know, I finally did that shit with grace. And I was hella happy at myself. Like, hella happy with myself. And I felt like, wow, Kai, like, you could do this. You could do anything you want to. And you don't need outside validation. You don't need a team. You don't need, you know what I'm saying? You don't need a whole rally of motherfuckers. You don't. As long as you got you, your husband, your kids, you know what I'm saying, and God, and some sun, and some weed, and some water, you straight. Like, girl, you have been built for success. You have been built for success, bro. Anything I put my mind to, I accomplish. And no one thinks like me. No one operates like me. No one processes emotions like me. Nobody. And that is what's so unique about me. You know, like even right now, earlier talking about this shit was hard. No doubt. There's completely more and more to it. Like, I can go on forever and tell y'all about all kinds of stories, but I'd much rather tell those stories with the people that are there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to bash nobody and to talk bad about anybody. I'm just clearly here to share stories and to let y'all know that, you know what I'm saying, everybody's always going through the same type of shit all the time at different phases. You know, certain people's shit may look a little bit different, but our emotions are all the same. You know, we're all going towards the same fucking goal. And so many times we get wrapped up in social media with competition and trying to get likes and trying to get traction and trying to do this and trying to keep up with the Joneses and trying to have that and trying to have this. And honestly, you can have all of that if you stay on your path. Don't try to be in the next bitch's path. Don't try to be in the next nigga's shoes, because you can't. You don't know all the shit they went through to fit those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You don't know the combo, the poop 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 to their shit. So focus on your shit. You know, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself in a way that, you know, you can end up operating from pure love and intention in everything that you do. And then that shit that you want will come back. That shit that you want will, you know what I'm saying, you always imagine for yourself, will start to unfold in front of your eyes so fucking quickly, because you have no attachments to the outcome. You're just purely doing things for the fucking enjoyment of it, bro. Like, okay, I get it, bro. I completely fucking get it. So when I finally was like, okay, like this, I'm doing this, like this is amazing. Like, that's when I realized that there's something bigger than self. And it's I am amazing. I am worth it. I am love. I am soft. I am graceful. Like, accepting myself and not being moved in the face of that kind of turmoil that I had went through, a couple years ago now that I was telling you about, when my foundation started to fucking crumble and the core people started to fall apart. Like, I accepted that vulnerability within me. I accepted that softness in me. For so long, I didn't even like my own voice. Bitch, how you don't like your own voice? I'm with my voice all the time. How you don't like it? Don't make no sense, right? I know. But I didn't even like my own voice, bro. I felt like it was too young. It was too this. It was too that. And it's just like, duh, when you finally see yourself, like, bitch, you 4 foot what? I say I'm 5 foot on a good day, okay? 5 foot on a good day. You know what I'm saying? Catch me in some hills, a bitch probably like 5'5", maybe 5'4". You feel me? Like, like I am little. I am fun size. Like, what your voice supposed to sound like that? Like, what the fuck? Like, no, bitch. Like, you got the shit that you supposed to have. Appreciate that shit. So I started to play with it. I started to be comfortable in speaking softly if I wanted to. And just and be in my voice and not try to be completely all the way up high all the time if I don't want to. And I'm just like, damn, I like this. So once I started accepting my voice, I'm like, okay, let me fully accept my body too. Because mind you, my whole sexual experience, like I said in the me episode, my whole sexual experience, my first time, it was taken from me. So the type of love and the type of intimacy I was having wasn't really recognizing with my soul either. Like, of course, those are certain, things that we'll talk about later, but like, those weren't recognizing with who I really was either. Like, I didn't have any control of that. So I'm like, let me start appreciating this and let me start connecting with this and appreciate my body and really looking at myself and being like, bitch, like, you got it. What you mad about? Like, regardless, even if I'm in my mega house fit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Bitch, you rocking that mega house fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. And so, next episode, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all about how I've been living and where I feel like I'm going, and I really don't know how I'm gonna do that other than just focus on all of my desires and putting pure passion and love and intention into it and having fun and, learning the lessons, applying the lessons, peeping the red flags, moving on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have so much fight in me, but it's just about the right kind of things. I still don't take bullshit, but I don't take bullshit in a different type of way. I'm not going to sit here and act out a character for your pure enjoyment. I'm not that type of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be entertainment. I want to be a fucking experience. You feel me? Can I get 2 snaps in the back? You know what I'm saying? I want to be a fucking experience. I don't want to be nobody's entertainment. You gonna remember me. You will. And it's not because I forced you to. It's not because I manipulated you to. It's not because I told you that you will. It's just because you will. Because I'm genuine. And I come as I am. I am what I am. And your opinion doesn't change it. That person's opinion doesn't change it. The way you see the world, I don't. I may see the hurt and the pain in it, but I see opportunity for better, while you may see it going to shit. Our viewpoints are different, and that's what matters. And that's what I feel like everybody can get to, and where we should be going to, honestly. I mean, how the route that you take and how you get there, that's yours. You know what I'm saying? But we all want to have the same kind of feeling. You feel me? I can't tell you what to do. I can just tell you how I feel and what I went through and what I realized. And, some shit you agree with and some shit you probably won't. But hey, don't let that stop you from, having the life that you want and having the experiences that you want to have, because you never know. The one thing that you frowning upon could end up being the one thing that you end up liking. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just frowning upon it because you haven't realized or dealt with the trauma within you that's saying so opposite from it. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, when you point the finger at somebody else, you got 3 of them coming back at you. All right? And it's just like you can't knock some shit until you really been in somebody's shoes, and you can't really, you know what I'm saying? You got to be understanding. So I thank y'all for listening. I'm tired of talking now. I need to go back in my little bubble, put my headphones on, and go roll me a blunt or something. Or, I don't know, do something. The sun coming out. So, probably go, chill, do whatever. So, until next time, y'all. Go ahead, tell your mama, tell your pappy, tell your granny, tell your cousin and them. The cow over here. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, be raw and real and shit. Be bonding and shit. But, be blessed. And I'm out.